We released a video on one of the best budget leg extension leg curl combos. Well, right after we made that video, they came out with a new version. And honestly, it fixed almost every issue I had. Almost. This is the Lionscool version 4. And today we review it. Let's do it. Hey guys, it's Coop from the Budget Gym Co-op. Today, we're back in the gym, baby, and back to review the Lionscool. I hate the name, love the product. I think this is the GOAT leg extension, leg curl combo in the budget category. 400 bucks, does both leg extension, leg curl. Usually I kind of wait till the end to kind of tell you how good I think it is, but man, I talked about it in our previous video. I said how good it was, and then I said if they just made some minor changes, it could be even better. Man, I really think they've killed it with this. So I want to review it, show you what they've changed on it, tell you what I think could be improved still on it, and then honestly, if you don't have a leg extension leg curl yet and you're on a budget, you may just want to go buy it. Put a link below the like button. Some things have changed on this from the version 3, as you'd expect. One thing that hasn't changed is the look and design. It's pretty much the same looking at it. In fact, my videographer Wyatt came over and he said, I don't know what's changed. So that's because you're not looking close enough, Wyatt. I'll go through all the changes, but to talk about some of the things that have remained the same. First off, this is in the budget category, so it has a lot of the trappings of budget equipment, which honestly for a home gym aren't that big of a deal because it's just you or just you and your spouse or just you and some of your friends using it. It's not like in a commercial setting. If you're in a commercial setting, don't buy this. I don't care if they say they're commercial quality, they're not. These are made for home gyms. But one of those is basically the vinyl and padding that's on here. Now, it's not to say it's really bad padding. You could do a lot worse. In fact, I reviewed a lot of worse machines that have worse padding. The area that I think matters the most for padding is this round area here and also the ankle roller. The reason that matters is that's where you're feeling the most tension. So the seat pad, it's a cheap vinyl that's slick, but it works. Back pad, same thing, but the padding is thick enough and dense enough that yes, over time it will degrade and compress, as will the ankle roller, but it's not gonna be so bad that basically it's impossible to use anymore. And the ankle roller, in comparison to many of the cheaper ankle rollers that are on the market, is very thick and heavy duty. Because they're using thicker foam, it's gonna be more comfortable. So I love that they kept that about it. The overall fit and finish of it is pretty similar. It's black textured powder coat. The welds aren't that bad for this category. They're pretty much in line with what you expect. They've put some nice fit and finish in some areas that I think will help with the longevity of the machine. One example of this is at the bottom of the weight horn. They add this rubber stopper that's very hard. If you're doing a lot of weight on this, which you can, this can go up to 600 pounds on here. And then funnily enough, 1,100 pound user weight capacity. Never met an 1,100 pound person. Maybe they're out there. But if you are, this one fits you too. Additionally, one thing that hasn't changed is the ability to adjust from the seated leg extension version down to the lying leg curl. It has a transformer-like change. It changes pretty quick, and also the angles feel pretty good. But this is what they've changed, and this is why it makes it so good. First off, one thing I called out as like, oh, this would be cool as an upgraded option. They didn't really even add it as an upgrade. They just added it to the new version without charging a lot for it. And that is the pulley. The pulley is now aluminum. Aluminum pulley is gonna be a little bit smoother, and it does feel a little bit smoother. It's not crazy smoother. The bearings definitely matter on pulleys too, and may matter even more, and I would guess the bearings are pretty similar to what they're using before, but I do think it feels a little bit smoother. Now, this cable, it's not the greatest cable in the world. I think over time it will break down, but one thing that they did is they reached out and said they were gonna send an upgraded cable, and they're sending it to everybody that ordered it, and they're adding it to all future machines. That's a thicker, heavier duty cable because it's gonna have more resistance on the aluminum pulley. Pretty cool that they're offering it for everybody that bought it ahead of time. Then, on the back side, one thing you'll notice is rather than having a one-sided horn, they now have it centered. There's positives and negatives about this. First off, it's nice because you're not gonna have as much torque on the machine, and if you really load it up heavy, it's not gonna have that weird thing that happens where it flies over. Part of that is because you don't have a weight horn off one side, you're loading it on both sides, but the other part is this stability foot that was added here. So it's a little bit larger of a machine, a little bit wider, especially when you add the stability foot, but it's also gonna be more stable. And it is, even at heavier weights. I'll show you. The downside is it is nice to just load on one side. You can load it up. And if you just load on this one side, it kind of tilts to the side and then the weights fall off, which honestly, the other version kind of did that too. So not really that big of a deal. So I just recommend when you're loading it, you probably want to equally load it. And I'd also recommend, especially with this version, probably using some collars because it just kind of like wiggles a bit. And what can happen is those plates can fall off when you're using it. Okay, then to the roller. They now have this pin that is a quick pull. On the other version, you could take it off. It wasn't really designed to be taken off. It had a screw, so you had to use a tool. But this one is now designed to take off, so you can quickly take off, adjust either forward or back, depending on the movement you're doing, or depending on the user, how much stretch you want, and then place it in. So if you want it here, you can put it through here, lock this hitch pin in, boop, and then you're good to go. This is one thing I love about these budget pieces is they're doing some things that are better than what you can find on much more expensive versions. You're not gonna have the durability, but you're gonna have a better training experience. I really think you could have a better training experience and better results on this leg extension, leg curl combo versus like a lot of commercial versions. Not kidding. But one of the benefits for that, of this adjustment, is you can now get a greater stretch. So let me put a plate on so I get some tension. So as you can see, when I lay back, you're not gonna get much more stretch than that. So it is very nice coming up, very comfortable with the ankle roller. Also, similar to the previous version, is there's a very wide tube, a thicker diameter than what you'd find on many that are out there, like the RIT Fit, which is a thinner tube. So over time, you're gonna have less deflection of the ankle roller than you would on many budget versions. So that is a big benefit too. Then as well, just overall durability improvements. One, for this linkage arm, they're offering more welds, more metal, more stability, less likely to break over time. And also the tolerances are tighter on the machine overall. There's just a lot less just wiggle. Even when you're going like heavy and fast, they're just like, you can see that thing creeping, that's why you need collars. There's less wiggle overall. One thing that has stayed the same, which I'm happy to see, is the strength curve. So we tested this on the previous version. I'll show you here too. If we take this fish scale, wrap it around the ankle roller, the goal for hypertrophy right now, I mean, this could change if studies come out that no longer show this, but the goal is to have most of the load, the strength curve, in the stretch portion of the movement. This has that. So as you can see, it's heaviest there. And then as you come up, lighter, 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 which is exactly what you want. And it's gonna be the same in the line leg curl version too. So overall, absolutely love the changes they made to it. There are some things about it that I think can still have upgrades. Like it would be cool if they offered an upgrade kit for the padding or the vinyl. Like I think this is a machine that's well built enough for a home gym you could have a long time. So there may be people out there that don't wanna spend 4 times as much to get a worse performing machine, but would rather just have some nice fit and finish features that are improved, like the back pad. So that would be kind of cool as an upgrade. In addition, one thing I did notice, as this thing folds back, this pin kind of gets stuck on this pad when it's going in. So they need to come up with like another extended pin or something, because just every time you kind of got to push it in and then it messes with the back pad. It basically goes off to the side. Just a little bit of an annoyance, nothing major, but something that's worth calling out. So all that said, to summarize, do I recommend this bad boy? Absolutely. This is, I think right now, the GOAT of the leg extension, leg curl combos. You could definitely beat it. And the way that I think you could beat it is have a similar design, but instead of have a prone leg curl, have a seated leg curl with a pad that drops down, because I think that's a better movement than the prone leg curl. And I think many people agree. If you could have that in kind of what's happening here, whoo boy. But maybe we'll see it with version 5. Let me know what you think of this machine. Do you want to see it in comparison to any others? I'd love to hear from you. And if you aren't subscribed yet to the good old Budget Gym Co-op, you should do so now. This is Coop from the Co-op. See you next time. Peace.